All right, guys. All right, today is April 30th, 2023, coming at you for our live stream to talk about the Walking Dead universe, the show From on MGM Plus, and other shows and movies and stuff we've watched, stuff that you want to talk about. It's all good there, too. Try and keep, you don't want to talk about spoilers too much, a little bit about it, but we were going to talk about the series From. So if you don't know about that series, you don't want to know about it, I would stop watching. I'll probably give a spoiler warning when we talk about, some of the stuff season 2 if we get into it. But yeah, guys, so hopefully you're doing well. Today is April 30th, like I said. Tomorrow is May 1st. Every time I think about it, it's that Justin Timberlake in sync when he's like, it's gonna be May. Just, I don't know, every time. I don't know why, right? But what's going on? Hopefully you're safe and sound. You're doing well. We have some Walking Dead universe news about some filming for the Rick and Michonne show in New Jersey. And I'm going to have a couple videos coming out this upcoming week about it. And if we get any more information, we always share it with you guys because I'm excited. I actually like filming, season pre-production, production, any kind of news, and then of course the episodes when they come out. It's always good to talk about those things as well. So we're 2 weeks away from Fear the Walking Dead, season 8, episode 1, which is crazy to think that Fear the Walking Dead is gonna be 8 seasons. That's a long time. Now, would the show survive if it wasn't connected with the Walking Dead universe? I don't know. Would it be relevant if it wasn't connected to the Walking Dead universe? I really don't know. But it is. We got what we got. It just reboots City on season 4. We'll see who makes it to the end of the series and what happens with the cast after that. No way to tell. But if they weren't going to go back to King County, if they weren't going to show Morgan going back to really the start of The Walking Dead, not Fear the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, it wouldn't be as relevant to me if it was like Padre and we saw this and we saw that and we saw Madison and we saw some stuff. I probably wouldn't care too much about it because it's just not that interesting to me. The lack of connections with The Walking Dead just kind of bother me a little bit because the show could have been whatever it wanted to be. And it still can be. It still can be anything that it wants to be because it's an open book. There's no source material. There's no comics. There's no graphic novels. There's no books. There's no anything. It's whatever the writers want to come up with. And that being said, it shows that it cannot survive a great story outside of the source material, in my opinion. It's all over the place. They don't know what it wants to be. It's a hodgepodge of stuff. And I'm only seeing a couple of different chat texts on here, some messages. So what's up, John, Tim, and Big Tree RWF456? I don't see any other chat. I don't know if it's me or YouTube or what. But if you're in here, let me know in the chat. Hope you're doing well either way. But yeah, so we watched the series From on MGM Plus, and it's season 2, episode 2 is out, and I'm going to wait about there too about the a little bit later into the series. This person, hey Carol, but yeah, we're going to talk about The Walking Dead. We always do, but there's not much to talk about. There's no episodes on TV. There's no Walking Dead stuff until 2 weeks from today. Well, I guess a little bit less than 2 weeks if you have AMC Plus. But in 2 weeks, we'll have Fear the Walking Dead. So there's not much to talk about. We had some of the trailer breakdowns. Padre, this, that, what's going to happen, who survives. Madison, Alicia. There's a lot of questions about who's going to come back, what's going to happen with everything going forward from that. And I don't know about you, but I'm invested in the Walking Dead universe, and that's why I still watch Fear the Walking Dead. If it really wasn't going to connect, I probably would still watch just because, again, I'm connected with the Walking Dead universe. And if not, then it's just not what it is. So, yeah. Yadhu Sunil. Fear should have been already came back out of February, but it didn't. It came in May. We get what we get. It's going to be what it is. We got to move on from it. The producers, the writers, this, that, whoever, the powers that be said it's going to be May. And it's May. That's it. We deal with it and we move on, and it's going to be what it is. So my thoughts is that we get Fear the Walking Dead May into June, Dead City June into July, Comic-Con, trailers, panels, all that good stuff. Second half of Fear the Walking Dead, and then the Daryl show in October is my thoughts. After that, don't know what's going to be the next thing for 2024. Are we going to get Tales of the Walking Dead? Are we going to get Dead City Season 2, which I think we are. It's been said that we're going to get a second season. Daryl show, we're going to get a second season. And, of course, the Rick and Michonne show, which I'm excited to see. That should be early 2024, which I would assume will be the February show. But we don't know that. That's just kind of talking, just ideas, and we'll have to see what actually happens here and there. It's just there's nothing been confirmed from AMC. It's been people that hear about this. Rob K is at the airport. Where are you going, Rob? Are you picking somebody up? Are you flying somewhere? Hey, Cammy. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Phoenix. Or Phoenix. Phantom. I started putting the two together. Phoenix. Phantom Deluxe. Cammy again. Lindsay. Carol. Everybody. Thank you, guys. Now I see more of the chat. I don't know if there was a delay or something with it on there. But it's all good. Either way, we keep rolling with it. So... Dana says, I'm going to work now. I will watch the full stream later. All right, Dana. Hopefully you have a good one. Hopefully you're okay at work. And it'll be up to talk about that too. So it'll be there waiting for you whenever you're done work too. So Yahoo, when's it airing again? Well, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? What's airing? Because it goes Fear the Walking Dead, May 14th. Dead City, June 18th. That's also going to be the same day as the mid-season premiere of Dead City. Or Fear the Walking Dead, the premiere of Dead City. June 18th is a big day. That's a big day for sure. But Fear the Walking Dead comes back in 2 weeks. May 14th on AMC, and then May 11th on AMC+. If you live in Europe or Brazil or something, it may be Monday. I don't know when it airs, but May 14th is the first day on AMC. In the United States. Fear on AMC Plus will be May 11th, I believe, is the word from comicbook.com. But again, there's been so much unconfirmed, there's been so much information that's been going around, and really not much, if anything, has been from AMC or Gimple or people like that. It's been other people that have talked to somebody who worked from AMC or someone who works for AMC or a cast member. No one has come out and said that we're getting Dead City Season 2. From Gimple has never said nothing. The showrunner has not said anything. I don't know. I don't even know who the showrunner really is. I don't even know what the person looks like. I can't remember offhand. But we do know from, her name is Ginny on the show. She's a new actress. She's like a child actress. It's not Ginny from Fear the Walking Dead. It's Ginny from Dead City. And she said that she's going to be filming later this year, Walking Dead. So I would assume it's season 2 of Dead City, and that character survives, obviously. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Fear the Walking Dead, we know, is going to be 12 episodes, 6 episodes break, 6 more episodes then. And the Dead City is 6 episodes, and then the Daryl show will be later this year. There's been talk if they've already started filming season 2, if Norman's actually filming something for a video game and working on the video game with Hideo Kojima. There's been a lot of talk. It's just been a lot of stuff. No, it's not Jenny. It's Ginny. So it would be like Ginny from the block. Like Ginny is her name, like that. Like Ginny, not Jenny. Jenny from the block. But Phantom asks, why didn't Jenner told Rick about variants when he whispered in his ear? Well, Phantom, because they don't exist in the first season or the second season or the third or the fourth or the fifth or the sixth or the seventh or the eighth or the ninth or the 10th. But in the 11th season, there's talk of variants. And World Beyond had variants because they didn't know what they want to have early on. Different showrunners have done different things. Should walkers be able to pick up things? Do they remember things? Are they parts of themselves? Are they, but technically the first walker we see is a variant, I guess, because it picks up stuff. And there's variants of season 1, but then there's variants in season 11, but we don't see anything in between that. They fall asleep. They don't do this. So the walker continuity is whatever, but it's a fictional show, so we got to look past it as well, too. So that's why, because that just is thrown in there at the end too. So Three Souls Paranormal says, I'm wondering if the finale of Fear, Morgan makes his way back to Alexandria or Hilltop. So that's a big topic. That's a big question. Where does Morgan go? Does he leave the area? Who survives? Does Grace survive? Does Mo survive? Does he go with any other people? Does he go by himself? Does he try to go back to Alexandria, Hilltop, Oceanside? He doesn't know about the Commonwealth. Does he find the green bottle? There's just a lot of questions, and there's no way we'll find out even in 2 weeks. We're going to find out so many weeks later when we finally get to see what happens with Morgan and the rest of the crew. Will we see Althea again? Will we see Alicia again? Will Strand be the person in the helicopter? There's a lot of talk, and again, a lot of information going around. There are people talking about this and a lot of this and a lot of that. I just hope the last 12 episodes are interesting, exciting. There's a lot of connections with the Walking Dead universe because Padre, to me, is just filler. Unless Padre is connected with Dead City and the people who take Herschel. Unless Padre is connected with CRM. Unless there's other connections, I just don't know. I mean, it's just going to be what it is. We're going to watch. Do I have faith that it's going to make sense? Not really. I mean, the series has been all over the place, has ups and downs and all arounds, and season 6 was great. Season 7 was terrible. Hopefully season 8 is great and worth watching, but we'll have to see how it goes. That's all we can do, right? Negan 1, it's all right if you're late. Good to see you. What's up, Wilson? Kelly Dye says, really wish that variant piece would have been more consistent throughout. I think so, too. I think the variants would have been a good idea, and I wish they brought it up earlier in the series. Like, it would have been a really cool idea if they did that with the Whisperers, not at the end of the series. Like, it just feels like they threw something in at the end. They're like, yeah, we'll see this again, or yeah, we'll do that. Was it because of COVID? Was it because of the variants of the pandemic and the variant of the virus? Was it variants of that? Is that why they came up with it? Did they not have an idea themselves? I don't know. I mean, there's no way to tell unless people come out in there, but we'll see. What's up, Brian? How we doing? Angela says, I'm really wondering if Grace survives. I hope she and Mo do. Morgan has been through so much. Exactly. But the way they go through things with the Walking Dead universe, they kind of rinse and repeat, do this, do that, rinse and repeat, do this, do that. I could see, Grace dying because Morgan is, I don't know, a tormented person. And it's just not going to, I don't think it's going to be some fairy tale thing, but I hope so, for Morgan's sake. I hope he gets a victory in the zombie apocalypse, right? It's just a lot of heartache and turmoil. Carol says, I'm thinking Fear can redeem itself because of the time jump, eliminate some of the dead weight characters. I hope so, but they're going to have to eliminate a lot of characters, like the time jump can just be like, so if you don't see, say you don't see June, or you don't see, Wendell, or you don't see Sarah, or you don't see Luciana, people are going to be like, what happened to this character? Where's this character? And even if they mention the character, like, oh, Sarah found a settlement and she's there with Wendell and she's safe. Okay, great. Is Charlie going to be connected with Madison? Are they going to have the conversation that we want to see? Because Charlie killed Nick. And we haven't seen that conversation. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those things where we want to see that. But is the time jump going to make it that Charlie died already? So we don't get to see that. I think they're going to be pulling some stuff like that. With a time jump of 7 years, so much stuff is going to happen off camera. And then they're going to flash back to it. And then they're going to go forward. And they're going to flash back. And then current day. And then flashback, So I hope so. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. There's just no way to tell right now, Morgan Jones, do you think we will get walkers that run in Daryl's show? I don't know. I don't know about Daryl's show. Daryl's show to me seems like, hey guys, you like Daryl? Go see Daryl. And we're watching it because of Daryl. but the show sucks. Or it's not The Walking Dead because it's going to be a reset and it's not going to feel the same way on Walking Dead. Like, I don't need some slow-paced Daryl as the detective to figure out what's going on here with these random people that are being picked on or bullied or controlled, like the Saviors kind of a thing. Like, if it has anything to do with a Savior type thing and Daryl comes to a group that he's got to do that, anything resembling that, I don't want to see that. Variant Walker is great. Are the Walkers going to run around in France? I hope so. I hope somewhat. But we don't need fast walkers. We don't need anything with runners, I guess they're called then, right? But I don't know. If that's the only thing in the show that's worth watching, that kind of stuff. If Daryl and the Walkers are there, it's just like, I don't know. It's just, we'll have to see how it plays out too, so. Phantom Deluxe says, there was a leak before The Walking Dead finale that everyone would be killed at the end of the Super Walkers now. Some people say that would be at the end of the Walking Dead universe as a whole. Of course, everyone's saying a bunch of different things about this and that. They're going to say that everyone dies, and it's going to be... So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be what it is. But, again, they can do whatever they want. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, remember when the doctor in season 1 was working on a cure, but it ended up explode? What if that really was the cure? Well, there's no way to tell because it blew up, so doesn't matter. It's over. So Brian says, I heard a rumor that the zombies are not like the super zombies from the WB World Beyond post-credit scene. So that the zombies are not like the World Beyond post-credit scene. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. It's just going to be Daryl in France. It's going to be the, European Vacation, which to me is the worst, vacation movies. So is Daryl's show going to be the worst one out of all the spinoffs? I think it is. What do you think, guys? Do you think Daryl's show is going to be the worst of all the spinoffs? Morgan Jones, do you think Morgan will find out about Rick gone because he doesn't even know he's gone yet? I hope so. I mean, I definitely want the reunion to have Rick, Morgan, Rick, Daryl, Rick, Michonne, Judith, RJ, Rick, Carol, this. Rick needs to be involved with so many people somehow, some way. So let's talk about some stuff that I heard recently, and I had a person that was in New Jersey for some of the filming, and he told me some pretty good information. So since you guys are here in the live stream, I'll talk about it now, but I'm going to make a video later this week about it, or maybe a couple videos about it, and hopefully you guys check out the video as well. But so they've been filming in New Jersey the entire time. Since February. It's been New Jersey filming, even though they're going to call it Philly and they're going to call it a different area and they're going to call it this. It's been in New Jersey. North Jersey, this and there, supposedly in South Jersey as well, but they were in Newark this past Friday. They were in Jersey City a couple weeks ago. So they've been a couple of different spots too. So the person that was there, it's like Al something. Let me see if I can bring it up on here. I don't know if he's in here. No, it's because I'm not connected now. That's all right. But Al DeSada, I think, or something like that his name is. Talked to him on Instagram a couple times, and he's been around the filming. So he lives in the Northeast. I think he lives around the Philly area, I believe, offhand. Really nice guy. Really had a lot of great information. He met Andrew Lincoln, got an autograph, got a picture, talked with some of the people there. TV Freak says, is World Beyond worth watching? I heard a lot of bad things about it. I'd give it a shot. If you like the Walking Dead universe and you want to watch more of it, watch it. You'll probably have mixed emotions on it. Some episodes are good, some are not. We got 20 episodes of that. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to find out a couple things, definitely check it out. Especially like the end of the series to find out about Jadis and Huck and the post-credit scene and stuff like that. It's worth watching there too. But, to each their own. Brian says, by the way, I appreciate your honesty with the Walking Dead universe. You're not delusional like some people, but not overly negative either. I appreciate that, Brian. So, yeah, I mean, some people will say, you're so negative. Some people say, I'm negative. All you talk about, all you do is put Fear the Walking Dead down. You say nothing good about it, and blah, 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 all these things, right? You don't talk about the Walking Dead like that. I sure do. If you don't watch my other stuff, you don't, I'm not saying The Walking Dead is the best show ever on TV. It's got its problems, but I love it. I still appreciate it. I still enjoy it. I still think it's revolutionary television. It was a great seasons from 1 through 6. Season 7 was terrible. Season 8 was not so good. Season 9 was better. Season 10 was better. Season 11 was the way they wrapped up, and that's what they did. Fear the Walking Dead has been all over the place. And trust me, I have characters that I liked on there. Daniel and Nick. I liked the whole thing when they went to Mexico. I liked the stuff there. Half of the seasons were good. The auto stuff was pretty good. I wish they started with that. The show is just all over the place. And if the writing and the showrunners and the stuff is all over the place, it's all over for the writers. It's all over for us. I don't like stuff that's taking us all over the place. So, well, I'll talk about it probably in the last half hour. But From is a TV series that I appreciate and I recommend highly because they're setting up stuff that draws you in every week. It's like early Walking Dead. It draws you in every episode to see what's happening, what's it doing, where's it going, a little bit of this, questions, answers, more questions, hopefully a little bit of an answer, but it's setting things up. Now, it's early because it's only 2 seasons so far. But I really hope they have their answers lined up. How many seasons, how much story. They have a plan of attack to have it done the right way. Because I was talking to my wife about this. I like when they have a show or a movie that is the right amount of pacing, right amount of story. I don't something that feels rushed or drawn out. It's tough to do. But even some series are great, no matter like Breaking Bad, Sopranos, Better Call Saul, a good portion of Game of Thrones, but not all of it. The same thing. Game of Thrones is really good all the way from seasons 1 through 6. Season 7 is decent. Season 8 is terrible. I think it's the finals. Either way, the final season of Game of Thrones just takes off its tangent and does a lot of dumb things, and the way they ended to wrap it up. I don't like that, and I don't think a lot of people appreciate that and do that too. I still think the best amount of seasons for a show is like 5 or 6. You got 6 seasons. That's a great amount of character development. It doesn't get drawn out. It doesn't get, end abruptly. And you can have pick your deciding factors, what you want to do. Okay, let's go into this a little bit more. You can bring in a couple new characters by like the 3rd or 4th season. They're still around for the 5th and 6th season. It doesn't feel like you just brought a character in just to wrap things up. But we'll see where it goes. I really enjoy it. Hopefully you're checking it out. And I've seen the latest episode today. It's really, what we expected to set things up for the rest of the season. But we'll talk about that for sure. Wilson Q&A, do you think From lead couple look like Rick and Lori? The show has the same vibe as The Walking Dead. I don't know, Wilson. I mean, I don't really feel like it's a Walking Dead type thing. I think it feels like what's going on here. It's not like an end of days post-apocalyptic world. It's just like, where are they? What's going on with this? I do feel like the characters have their own vibes and their own people on there too. I don't know. Like, I kind of like the Matthews. I like Tabitha's okay. She's not like Lori. Like Lori's pretty terrible. If that's who you think is the lead couple, like I guess it's got to be, the Matthews family are the lead family that we're watching. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a little different, and I think it's worth doing too. Brian says if even Robert Downey Jr. wanted to retire from Marvel, then Andy definitely doesn't want to play Rick Grimes forever. So, I mean, I don't know. When does Fear the Walking Dead release again? 2 weeks, May 14th, May 11th on AMC+. May 14th, Fear the Walking Dead, 2 weeks. So, Lindsay Robb says, I feel a Lost vibe. So, I've never seen Lost, but it's from the creators of Lost. So it's going to feel a lot like that show, I would assume. So the people who created the show Lost are creating From. So it makes sense that it should feel like that. Angela says, what do you think about the whole drama about the supposed end of the supposed end of the Walking Dead Summit? So I've seen a couple episodes of The 100, and then I didn't watch it anymore. It was kind of one of those things I was like, yeah, I moved on to different shows. But yeah, I didn't watch that. So I guess Angela's talking about the end of the Walking Dead Summit, about the I guess Dan McDermott, the president of AMC and AMC Productions, I think, or whoever Dan McDermott is, said that the people at the finale of the Walking Dead Summit, Rick and Michonne, the fans aren't going to have a dry eye in the house. They're going to cry. So I don't know. It's just that's very ambiguous. Are we going to cry because we're happy because people get to meet up and have reunions? Are we going to be sad because someone died? So that would be we're sad, right? People die. Rick dies or Michonne dies or they both die or what, that's why we're sad, right? Because right now in the show, we have Rick, Michonne, Jadis, and new characters. That's all I've been hearing. I don't have any confirmed information that we're going to see Silas, we're going to see Morgan, we're going to see Negan, we're going to see Daryl, we're going to see Carol, we're going to see Meg. I don't have any confirmation about any of that. So, like I was talking about this before I answered some of your questions, before MC Brian, why doesn't AMC do a Walking Dead universe Infinity War with all the universe characters? It would make a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. I've always wanted to have, and I said it before, I said it years ago, the best thing they could do is that CRM is the big bad. CRM is Thanos. Terrible. People controlling, want to take over things. They want to snap and do whatever, right? So that's your Infinity War. Endgame. Same kind of thing. Walking Dead. You got Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, Tales of the Walking Dead even. They all come together to fight the CRM. That would make a bunch of money. It would be the final thing. We could lose characters. People come together. Reunions. And bing, bada, boom, it's done. But I just don't know if they're going to do that. There's just no way to tell. I said it years ago, and I think that would be the best way to do it. If they really wanted to do that, they can make up for the all-out war. That was more all-out bore. So, but we'll see. I don't think Troy's going to survive. But who knows, right? If Madison was killed off on the show, she was definitely killed off on the show. There was just no debating that. And they had the whole goodbye where Alicia and Strand and Luciana are crying in the camera with Althea, and it was a goodbye, and it was this, and boom, this, season 4, and oh my God, sad, sad, sad. Never saw a body. She may come back. Leave it open-ended because if the writers don't know what they're doing, we're going to bring her back. Very soap opera feel, right? I don't watch soap operas, but I would assume the writing is laughable when they do stuff like that, when it's cheesy. And the Walking Dead universe, to me, is not supposed to be cheesy. It's supposed, or campy. It's supposed to feel like a realistic adaptation for a fictional universe, end of days, post-apocalyptic world. Is why I really like The Walking Dead. It wasn't like zombies do all these crazy things and people make really bad decisions. Like, to me, the horror genre should be like the horrible decision genre. Because people in horror movies do the dumbest things ever, and it's laughable. And it's part in every of the series, right? So, speaking of horror movies, my wife and I, we watched Scream 6. It's on Paramount Plus now, I believe. But we watched Scream 6. And we watched the last Scream, and we watched the past couple of Screams, but I didn't even know Hayden Panettiere was in the Scream franchise, but she's in this latest one. And I don't want to give anything away with the movie. I want you to go watch it. But it's predictable. And I see what they're doing because basically the horror genre, horror is all about this person is attacked or wronged someone or did this on there too. It's like then like in Scream, right? So we'll start with the Scream franchise. So Scream, the first one, really good movie. A lot of cast in it, good story, 2 killers, this and that. They're doing this, they're doing that. And then they're branching off the Loomis family, and they're doing this, and then Nev Campbell is going to be in a bunch of movies, and it's going to be this, and Courtney Cox is in a bunch of movies, and David Arquette is in a bunch of movies, and they do this and they do that, and then they try to, it's basically like the same movies, and it's really annoying when they have the ghost face killer guy thing, whatever, he's the Scream guy with the mask and the knife, and they knock him down. And they're like, all right, let's get out of here. And the guy's like laying there, or let's knock him down. And you're like, oh, okay, it's over now, right? And then they like look at the body and they talk about it. And they're like, let's see who it is. And they're about to unmask the person. And then the guy wakes up and stabs the person or whatever too. And you're like, oh my goodness. What the heck is that? And it happens time and time again. Rinse and repeat. And they do little things here and there. But it's just kind of laughable. But Scream 6 is out now. And yeah, it's worth watching if you like that genre on there too. So my wife and I watched Scream 6. We watched From. What else did we watch? We watched like a thing on Netflix about like how to become rich or whatever, which is kind of interesting about finance stuff. The Goldbergs, where we're catching up on the Goldbergs. I love the Goldbergs because it's, you know, in the Pennsylvania area is where the story takes place, and I just like that family. Let me see some of the questions that I've missed here. Let me go back up. Lindsay says, I watched Evil Dead Rising. Is it good? Is it good, Lindsay? Morgan Jones, do you think Negan will see Rick again in the Walking Dead universe? I hope so, but we'll see. Phantom Deluxe Q&A, if the CRM existed since the beginning, why Jenner could not spot them or made any communication with them? Because CRM did not exist early on. Like, we know these questions. It's because the writers did not think about that. They did not think about CRM is a Gimple thing. CRM is a show thing. It has nothing to do with the comics, nothing to do with any of the early adaptations, the source material, or anything like that. All that stuff is later, and it's forcing connections that weren't supposed to happen there because they didn't exist. That's why. We know that answer already. Iron Man there, why would they reunite first episode? I don't know, because if there's only 6 episodes, that's why they got to rush it. So Tim didn't like Scream 6. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. Again, it's like I like the one previously. Scream 5, I guess, is better than Scream 6. But Angela says, I was wondering, do you think if Carl was still alive, he would have gone with Michonne? I don't know. I think Carl would have stayed back in there, but then I don't like that. That opens up a big can of worms, Angela. That's a good question. So if Carl never dies, does Andrew Lincoln never leave the show? And if Andrew Lincoln never leaves the show, Rick never goes away, Michonne never goes away, Carl stays back, Judith stays back. So it's a big, I don't know, it's a big question if that all happens. But I think a big question for a lot of people, Carl's death changes it for a lot of people, and I totally get it for sure. I have not watched the Wrong Turn franchise. I don't know what that is. Do you even think it's a possibility of them killing off Morgan? No, I do not. Morgan has like a 0 chance of dying. It just makes no sense for Morgan to die off. That being said, I'll probably die in the last episode right now. I don't think. I would never write it for Morgan to get killed off myself. So also I want to bring up the fact that, so when I was talking with Al, he was there for around the filming in Newark on Friday and got the autograph and met Andrew Lincoln and stuff there too. And he said he was talking to one of the production people. And when he was talking to a person, he asked about if the production is going to switch down to Georgia. And he said, no, they're going to film the last 2 episodes in Jersey. And I think other information that I heard from Ray and a couple other people, she said that their confirmed information is true, that they were going to film in New Jersey the last 2 episodes and be done filming May 15th and or 16th. Then she said the production person said, maybe it was just like, yeah, she said they're going to film the last 2 episodes of the first season here in New Jersey. So then he asked, so is there going to be a second season? And she didn't know what to say. The way he made it sound was that she kind of slipped up, or she felt like she slipped up. So if she slipped up and she said something there, could there be a second season? I hope so. But again, there's all these reports. It's confirmed to be 6 episodes. It's confirmed that Carol's going to be in the second season of the Daryl show. It's confirmed this, confirmed that, confirmed. Until it's actually happening and we actually see it with our own eyes, we have to be careful about the word confirmed. But confirmed gets people talking and they say, it's legit, it's happening, it's confirmed, right? So I don't know if the lady was just talking and said, yeah, the first season, 2 episodes are going to be filmed in New Jersey. Are they going to switch to Georgia for the second season? Is there going to be a second season? Is it going to film? Are they going to go to the Commonwealth? Because everybody's all talking about the set has been up since filming concluded at AMC Studios. They don't want to get rid of the Commonwealth set yet. 1, because they may use it. 2, because it's got to take people to break it down. If there's a possibility of using it, they don't want to get rid of it. Now everyone's talking, Fear the Walking Dead's going to the Commonwealth. The Rick and Michonne show's going to the Commonwealth. Daryl's going back to the Commonwealth. Carol's going back to the Commonwealth. Daryl is going to eventually take people back there. Negan and Maggie's going back to the Commonwealth because the set's up. They're going to start filming again. The only reason people know it's up because it's clearly visible between the fence line in the studio. You can see it. Now, are they setting things up? Is there lighting? Are there rigs? Are there that? Are there lifts? Are there cranes? Are there everything? I don't know. But there's a lot of people talking, a lot of stuff on there going around. So, again, it's going to be a bunch of people saying a bunch of crazy things with the word confirmed in front of it or after it, right? Let me see Carol's question. So, Carol asks, Q&A, do you think The Walking Dead would be better if Frank Darabont had stayed on? I don't know, because Frank Darabont did a great job, and for those who don't know, he was the showrunner for the first season and then half of the second season. So the second season is 13 episodes. I think he directed or was the showrunner, I believe, for the first 5, maybe 6 episodes of the 13, and then he left and then had a whole big thing about a lawsuit and money and this and what, blah, blah. It definitely would have been different because he brought a different thing. The first season is great. The second season is okay, but I think they were limited by production and money and the showrunner and this. They were limited by a lot of things. After that, I don't know what they would have done, right? So would have they have killed? So say if Frank stays on, and Frank Darabont was he director, producer, whatever, something with The Mist, right? The Stephen King book, The Mist, that was turned into a movie. And if you go back and watch The Mist, and it's kind of hilarious, like every week on Facebook, people are like, did you watch The Mist? Someone called it The Fog. The Fog movie. And I think it was translation from like Portuguese to English or Spanish to there. But it's The Mist, and it's got Morales, Carol, Andrea, Dale, the Tank Walker, Thomas Jane, who was supposed to be Rick Grimes, but turned down the role to being hung. And I have a whole video about that, talking about that on my YouTube channel. But he brought over people from that. So does Andrea stay alive in season 3 instead of getting killed off? I think so. I think a lot of people stay there too. So I think a lot of it changes with Frank Darabont. I don't know if it's better. I just know it would have been different, especially season 3, season 4, and where they go from there. Maybe they give walkers more stuff. And I think the word is that Frank Darabont wanted to do a whole episode about the Tank Walker. Maybe we get that episode. Maybe we don't. I don't know. I mean, I just know we got what we got, and it's pretty amazing. But I think Frank would have done a great job if he was still the showrunner on there, too. Because he did a good job in the first season and half the second season. Iron Man 412, do you think there's a chance after the spinoffs they do one movie reuniting everyone? Never say never, but I don't think so. But again, what do I know, right? I don't work for So I think AMC is going to just keep this cash cow rolling as long as they can. That is the Walking Dead universe. Because Breaking Bad universe is done. Better Call Saul, done. El Camino, whatever. All that stuff is done. Unless they want to go into stuff, I guess they can always do more stuff. But what's the next big thing on AMC? If they get rid of the Walking Dead universe, I mean, no one's going to have AMC Plus. No one's going to do stuff like that. And I do enjoy the show Lucky Hank, but I don't think that show is going to bring over a lot of people. I mean, if you like Bob Odenkirk and you like that, I think you enjoy the show. But, I don't know. Those are good questions, too. But yeah, some good debates, good questions on there too, and good talk about that. But yeah, so the filming is still going on, in New Jersey. I don't know any recent filming coming up for Rick and Michonne's show. I hope we get a trailer or a sneak peek or something, or a teaser trailer of the Daryl show, in May. Because today's the last day of April. Tomorrow is May, and we're in the month of Fear the Walking Dead coming back on TV. I'm excited about that, to see where it's going, just to see how it wraps up. And then also, if you hopefully you saw my other video about Dead City, that I think it says confirmed about Stephen Ogg, Simon, coming back around to play flashback scenes of in Dead City. So I'm excited about that. I think that's really going to help the show if Stephen Ogg's involved with that, because I think Simon was a better villain than Negan. Because I don't think Negan was trying to be a true villain. I think Simon was a villain, like legit. Phantom Deluxe Q&A, do you think that Daryl's storyline will be wrapped up in the spinoff and then we him after a long time for the final showdown with Sierra? I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to do with Daryl. I think Daryl is going to be... I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, because he's not like he's in Canada or Mexico or the Caribbean or something that he can get back to the United States easily. He's in Europe. What are the odds of that, right? It's not like, oh, he's in Iceland or he's in Canada or he's in Mexico or he's in Cuba. He's in Europe. That's not easy to get to. I don't even know how long it would take to sail from the United States to Europe. Because I would assume he didn't take a plane or a helicopter or a jet or teleport or something, right? Most likely he was on a boat. What did it take him? 3 weeks? A month? Who knows? I don't know. But how's he going to get back? You can't just find them. You can't just find people. In the Walking Dead universe, it's so hilarious. Morgan walks from Virginia to Texas, and he comes across all these people. He doesn't come across Madison because she's gone, but comes across Alicia, Strand, Luciana, that whole group of people. Nick. And it's kind of a crazy thing where he just meets up with those people. That'd be really difficult to do. Imagine if you went even to the same state, how hard it would be able to find somebody. Right? Yeah, there's probably settlements and stuff there, but it wouldn't be easy. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with the Daryl show. So we'll see. Angela writes, do we know if Angela is writing for some of the spinoffs? I don't know what the plan is for Angela, because Angela Kang was supposed to be the showrunner for... I think, was it the Daryl show? And then she dropped out. And then she got another job or something. I think she got another job. I don't even know what she's actually connected with anymore. Because she's not the showrunner of any of the spinoffs. And it's probably difficult to be a writer and then a showrunner. And you want to probably still be the showrunner. But if she's not the showrunner of... she's not the showrunner for Dead City. She's not the showrunner for Daryl show. And she's not the showrunner for... Summit, what's left, And then the word was that we're going to get Tales of the Walking Dead universe. And then there were reports that the Daryl show is going to come out in June, but there's just so much stuff and so much talk about it. So, yeah, it was Daryl was like, take me to France, and they just teleported him to the Eiffel Tower. And he's like, take me back home. It didn't work. I used up all my teleportation to get to France. So yeah, so we watched Scream. What else are we watching? I'm still watching Rabbit Hole on Paramount Plus. That's what he said. He said, "Beam me up, Scotty." And then Scotty from Alexandria was like, "Okay." And he teleported him over there. But From is a show that I recommend. Hopefully you guys have seen it. I'm not going to give too many spoilers away about the latest season. But it's something that I recommend. It was on Epix. That's MGM Plus. I believe you can watch the first season on Amazon Prime. I don't know about the second season. I don't know if the latest episodes are on there. I just know they're on MGM Plus. And there's one episode per week on Sundays. And it's good. It's an interesting story because it feels like I don't know what's going on, but I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's happening. Where are they? So basically, From is a group of people that are stuck in this little town. I mean, is it a town? Because you got a diner, you got a house. I think there's a sign for a motel with a pool, but we don't really see that. There's a bar. There's like little places to stay. And in this town, there's all these different people. And we follow this group. It's a family, the Matthews family. And it's definitely something that I'm excited to see where it's going to go. Because I don't know why they got there. And everybody that drives down this road, I guess it's in Michigan. You're driving down this road and there's this branch or this tree branch or this fallen tree. Like this big tree that falls down in the street. And it causes you to not be able to go any further. Because you can't get around it. And so then you have to basically drive into this town. And once you drive into the town, you can't get out. Once you get in, you're stuck. You try to leave, and you come right back in. And you try to leave, and you come back in. You try to leave, you come back in. You can't leave. And then the kind of crazy thing about it is there's these weird monsters that during the nighttime, so from sunset to sunrise, they come around the town. And they look like regular people. There's one guy who's got a creepy smile, and they always have these creepy smiles. And they look like people that are dressed in different attire, right? Angela, the show is titled From. And it's just weird because there's like a milkman. There's an old school cheerleader that has like, stuff they really don't wear anymore. Maybe in small towns, I guess. I don't know. And then people that wear like a diner outfit. And it's just kind of weird because you can't leave the town. There's these weird monsters. There's people like there. They try to work on how to get out, but you can't get out. There's these weird trees. It's just so many different. I can't even explain it all. Like I can't even do it justice. But in season 2 that just started, it was some new people came for season 2, which we kind of thought would be happening. It picks right up where season 1 ended, right into season 2. And it's interesting because some stuff is happening. We're getting answers. Some of the new people, like we know the new people, they're not going to have any. So say you are on a bus and you're supposed to go somewhere. Say you're supposed to go to Chicago or something. I don't know. And you go to sleep and you wake up and you go on this detour. And you wake up somewhere and you wake up in this town. And you're like, what? What is this town? This is not where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be in Chicago. But you don't make it there. And then these people that are living in this town tell you got to go do this, you got to do that. And then you can't leave. They're like, what? I can't leave? Of course I can leave. What are you talking about? And then they tell you all these crazy things are going to be happening. We have to get inside at night. And then when the people bang on the door, they're like, help me. I was on the bus. Please help me. And then you try to help them. And then they rip people apart. And it's crazy. It's what? What's going on here? And then there's crazy new stuff that's happening in the second season. So they're taking off these tangents that are connected with the story, but we still don't know where it's going. There's no way we will know who's actually controlling this town or this people or what's happening here, or if it's connected with some magic or hallucinations or something. Who knows what that actually, there's no way to tell just yet. But it's definitely worth watching. It's definitely a cool show. Like, I guess the person was Noobster who told me about it. They told me about the show from like last year, and we found it on Epix. Watched all, I think it was 8 episodes, I want to say. Enjoyed it. And then we heard recently that it was going to be a second season, and it just came out last week. So we're on the second episode today. And everybody that I've told, like Noobster told me to watch it. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Everybody I tell about it enjoys watching it because it's the same thing. Like, it draws you in. Like, I got to find out what's going on with this place. And it's a really good job so far. Now, I hope there's answers. I hope it's not a big setup for disappointment. I hope it's something that... It's kind of like M. Night Shyamalan stuff, where he... Like Sixth Sense, right? It draws you in, like, what's going on with this kid? What's going on with Bruce Willis? What's going on here? What's going on there? And then the payoff, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Makes sense. And then you watch some of his other movies, like The Village. And it's supposed to be these monsters and this town and these people and this stuff. And then you watch the ending and you're like, that's what this story was? Stupid. And you're like, come on. But that's one movie, and there's a bunch of different movies that he's made, and it's just some of it were good, some of it were bad, and we'll see where it's going. But hopefully, From is, the build up. Like, the Walking Dead universe is all about the build up, setting things up, and then you go to have answers, and the payoff is like, wah wah. Really? That's pretty weak. The setup, the build-up is good. It's supposed to be there. But also the answers need to be there too. I can't say the setup is more important than the payoff. I think they have to equally be great. I think it has to be like both rewarding. Yeah, I don't want like Brian says, setting up and building up and no payoff. Like, I don't want that. I want set up and build up, and it doesn't have to be like amazing payoff, but it's great when it is. But that has to be some payoff too, right? Brian says, "Why did The Walking Dead end with so many characters missing?" I don't know. I don't feel like that many are missing. Like no one of significance is missing. Like Heath, no one cares about. Winnie, no one cares about. Oceanside really wasn't answered. Okay. But it was in an interview outside of it. Not really mad. Annie, who really cares? But we kind of want to know. I don't think there was that many. Tim says, first season free on Prime. Second, they want you to go to MGM. So, yeah, you can watch the first season on Amazon Prime. So definitely check it out. It's worth there, too. And then I would assume the second season will be on Amazon Prime. If they got the first season, I think it was Angela in here that said she watched the third season of The Boys. I'm excited about that. That's another good show, The Boys. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to be in the next season of that, which I'm excited for. It's always cool to see different cast members from The Walking Dead. Virgil, I guess. But Virgil's not important. Virgil was important for Michonne's exit. And then she left, and then who cared about Virgil? Oh, we'll make him tied with Connie coming back. But again, like, no one of significance. Like, don't care about Virgil. Don't care about, really anybody. Who else you got, Brian, that really mattered? Not really many people that. Not many people like I think of. So, yeah, guys. So, in 2 weeks, I'll have a live stream next Sunday. And then the following Sunday, I won't be able to do a live stream because I won't be able to I won't have enough time to be here and this and that. It's going to be kind of crazy for stuff. But, yeah, so I'll be back next Sunday. And I'm missing the day, the release of Fear the Walking Dead. But that's okay because we got many more weeks for that. And if I got to miss the 1 week, it'll be cool. But I'll be back next week. So hopefully you guys will tune in for there. Yeah, so other than that, guys, there's always more and more shows. Like I'd say, like it's a great time to be alive because there's a lot of great shows that are on television that are on different series. Like Mayans will be in May. That's the Sons of Anarchy final season spinoff, Mayans, which looks kind of interesting because of the Mayans versus Sons of Anarchy, Ezekiel, Easy, and Angel, and all that stuff playing there. And I got to see where it plays out too. And I can't wait to see how that goes down. Brian says, why would Maggie go to NYC for Herschel and not ask Ezekiel or anyone for help? Great question, Brian. I've been asking that for so many, days, months, whenever we found out. So basically, we are forcing Maggie and Negan to work together. It's fitting a square peg in a round hole. We're going to force these things to fit because you know that Maggie does not want to work with Negan, but she has to work with him because he knows the person that took Maggie. So Negan, it sounds like Maggie has to use Negan. So, use Negan. Great. But why not have Commonwealth troopers, Mercer, Ezekiel, Carol, Elijah, anybody else too? You can have Negan be involved, but have other people be involved too. So, the thing is, Herschel gets taken by some guy, Croat or something. I don't know if he's supposed to be from Croatia or if his name is Croat. I don't know. So, he is connected with Negan, supposedly, because of what Negan did as the leader of the Saviors, supposedly. The guy Armstrong, the black guy that has the all-black attire, that has the wanted poster, he's supposedly going after Negan as well because of the crimes he did as a savior. But if it's 2 years after the end of The Walking Dead, Negan could have done some stuff since then. So it could be that. It could be there too. Again, it's people saying this and that's happening here, and Negan has to pay for the crimes he did as a savior, and the stuff we're going to see with Stephen Ogg as the part of the saviors and this and that. So it could have been Simon that was doing all the terrible things to Croat, Armstrong, whoever else, right? Because he was Negan. I am Negan, even though he's Simon. We know his name is Simon, right? We know these characters' names are not Negan, but if he was portraying himself as Negan, why wouldn't he have a wanted picture of Simon? But then people found out that Negan was the leader and he was just acting because of that, I guess. But again, we're forcing stuff to see, and we have to see. So starting June 18th, we'll watch what happened in Dead City. And I talked about it's not a big deal, but it kind of is. Like Lauren Cohan was interviewed by Entertainment Weekly or Entertainment Tonight or whatever it was, Entertainment, one of the things, and she said that we're going to be in New York for this, and it was this and that, and then she said it's not like The Walking Dead when we were in Georgia, right? You filmed in Georgia. The story takes place in Virginia. For that, you didn't film in Virginia, you filmed in Georgia. Dead City is supposed to take place in New York, but it was filmed in New Jersey. So why did you say New York when it was actually filmed in Jersey versus Georgia when it's filmed in Georgia and not Virginia? I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's like you should have said we filmed in Jersey. The story's going to take place in New York. It's not a big deal, but give Jersey some love a little bit, right? Because it was probably way cheaper and easier to film in New Jersey, but New York's the big name and all that too. But from what I know, they filmed a lot of stuff in New Jersey, just like the Summit. So we'll see if we get a second season. We'll see if we get a lot of stuff going later on with the series. If it continues on, we'll see if we get more Tales of the Walking Dead, Dead City, if Summit. I really hope Summit gets a second season. If we're getting a second season of Dead City and a second season of Daryl, supposedly, give me a second season of Summit. I really hope so, because I want to see as much Michonne and Rick story as we can. Patricia, hi. Hard Nixie. So Brian, Maggie can't become a walker. Her brain is already dead. No, I see what you did there, Hard Nixie. But I guess anyone there can too. I don't know how to say his name. Do you think that they are setting up the spinoffs to culminate in some epic reunions? Hope so. I hope so, but I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. We can all hope, we can all wish, but we'll see what actually happens there too. All right, guys, let me go through the chat a little bit here too. No other questions really for me. I'll give you a book update. So Fight for Us, Atonement. My wife completed her edit review yesterday, so she finished all 18 chapters. I have 15, 16, 17, and 18 left to do, so I have 4 final chapters to edit, and then I will send it to Amazon to be reviewed, and then it should be out. So I'm really going to make a push for it to be out this week, because the week after that's kind of crazy and stuff like that too. So I'm really hoping for Atonement to be out this week. Once it's out, I'll post on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff too. So I'm excited for that. I'm taking my time with it, and I'm glad I have, because I edited some things and fixed some things, and had the story come out a little bit better and stuff. And I could have already had the book come out days ago or weeks ago, but taking the time to edit it is truly important. And the best final product is there. And I don't want to rush it. I've learned from my mistakes earlier on in the series that the book series is there too. But Fight for Us, Atonement will be out. I'm hoping next week. It'll definitely be out in May, but I'm hoping next week too. So there you go, guys. That's my time. So I appreciate the time and the support. Thank you, Angela. She says, that's amazing, Brad. Congrats to your wife and you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hopefully you guys check out the book series. It helps me. It helps the story go as well. And it's definitely a zombie apocalypse story set in the future right now. So thank you, guys. Last question here. What do you think the final episode of Summit is supposed to be so sad? Well, again, I don't know if it's sad. It could be that people are crying. Again, we don't know if it's sad or happy or glad for reunions or someone dies. I personally think Rick's going to die at the end of Summit, so that Andrew Lincoln will not have to play Rick Grimes ever again. But I want to see reunions. So I want to see happy tears for reunions. Like, I would write it as Rick gets wounded, but has enough strength to. So if he could get wounded with a piece of rebar coming through his back, through his front, and gonna bleed out, blows up the bridge, dynamite flies into the water, washes ashore, gets medical attention on a helicopter, and he goes, and can survive that. I would write it where he gets injured, protecting Michonne or whatever, trying to get away. Maybe Jadis actually hurts him, and then he gets away, but he's dying. Michonne makes it to the Commonwealth, and he gets to see Judith, RJ, and whoever else is there, and then he dies and he's buried at the Commonwealth. So I would write it that way. Will it be season 1, season 2 where that happens? I don't know, but that's how I would write it. So don't know if that's going to be the way it goes down, but let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Thank you, guys. I truly appreciate all love and support. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Keep working hard. You'll get stuff done. I'll be back next Sunday for a live stream. Thank you, guys. See ya.